Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. This is 𝐓𝐰𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐠 and today we will talk about an idea which has been accepted by a lot of us without much questioning. Today we will talk about the myth of 9 to 5 coding jobs. But before we begin, let's understand the terminology a bit. So 9 to 5 means 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the evening, and that is your usual working hour. That is 8 hours a day. And if you consider a work week, which is 5 days a week, you get 40 hours work week straight. However, this connotation also tempts us to measure the productivity of a workforce by the time they actually spend working. Now, think about the industrial age, where the workers were paid on hourly wages based on the time they spent working, because it had a direct correlation with the output they produced. For example, train tracks. So if you can lay 10 meters of track in say 1 hour, it is natural to assume that okay, in 2 hours of time you can lay say 20 meters of the track. So you see there is a direct correlation with the time you spend working and the output you produced. Now this type of correlation used to work really well there. But how relevant is this today? We will realize that when we move from industrial to information age, this correlation begins to fall apart. Today, the majority of the workforce comprises of someone called knowledge workers. Think of knowledge workers as people who are paid to think. As programmers, we are paid to solve problems by encoding logic into the machines. And this encoding step is a very critical piece of the equation. And due to this, software engineers are knowledge workers. But why is that a concern? As we move towards the cognitive task, it becomes really hard to measure progress in discrete steps. For instance, think about a time when you forgot a song and you are trying really hard to remember its name. Even though the name of the song can be on the tip of your tongue, but you can't say that, oh hey, I'm 40% there and in some time I will be able to retrieve the name of the song. You simply cannot do that, because the retrieval task from memory is a cognitive task and you do not know how much time it will take to retrieve the name, because your brain, unlike your disk drives, do not work sequentially. If that is the case, how can you reliably assess the performance based upon the time you spend working? Creativity is not something that you can summon at any time that you want. Different people have different work ethic, different learning styles, goals and priorities. So it will be a bit inaccurate to measure them all against a single yardstick of time. Hence, by labeling the programming jobs a typical 9 to 5 commitment, might be taking a step backwards. But what alternatives do we even have? By deciding the milestones relevant to you and your line of work can mean more freedom and a better view of your entire working style. Dissociating yourself with the time spent working while associating with the value you actually create can truly be a step forward, and that could potentially mean your realization of your actual worth as a knowledge worker.